If you've got some bare wood furniture lying around that you really want to put a finish on but you've been putting it off, I've got some great finishing tips for you coming right up.
Knock, knock. Who's there? ToolGirl.
It's the perfect day to be in the workshop because, you know, it's a little cold outside. I'm all snuggled up in here and I got a really cool project going on. Here's the thing, it's bare wood, it needs some kind of a finish on it. And it also happens to be oak. And so it depends on if you've done any refinishing before, you'll know some wood takes stain a little bit differently than other woods. And oak is a funny one because as soon as you put a water-based stain on it, all the little, it's like it's got little arm hairs and they all stand up at once, and then you end up with this kind of nasty feeling finish, like a 5 o'clock shadow finish. We don't want that. So how do you get around that? All you do with oak, bare oak, is take a nice little bit of well, just a wet rag, really, that's all it is. Or you can use a spray bottle too, and you want to wipe the finish down and just wet it thoroughly. That's going to cause all those little grains to go at attention. And I'll show you once this dries a little bit, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So we'll just see that? That it's catching on all those little hairs. Okay, now that they're nice and risen up, we want to take a little bit of sandpaper and just softly, gently take those off. Now, if you were using an oil-based finish, it would be way smarter to use steel wool at this point because it's almost like a little plane. It just cuts off those little hairs. But the truth is, it leaves little bits of steel wool behind, and then when you put a water-based finish on it, they rust. Those little bits just rust, and then it looks terrible. So can't use steel wool if you're using water-based finishes. Isn't that good to know? Okay, so all I'm going to do is just take that finish down a little so that the pantyhose doesn't catch on it. So it won't take very long. See, look, it's better. It's smoother. I'm going to take a nice clean cloth and just wipe the sanding dust away. Here's my finishes that I'm going to use. It's this water-based Woodsheen rubbing stain. So the whole point of it is to put some on a rag and just rub it in. I've experimented with 5 different colors here that I like. And you can see what they look like when you just shake them and squirt them out of the bottle. And then this is what they look like on this oak that I'm working with. So which one do I want to use? Well, the natural one, which is the white, it doesn't look like anything much. This is a kind of nice. This just looks like it's just not a happy color, really. And then this is a little bit red. This is a little too ash and a little too dark. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of one, which is number 1 there, and mix it with natural, just so I just want a tiny bit of pigment to add to it. That's not bad. Maybe a little bit more pigment. And I'm mixing this on parchment paper because it's got a bit of a silicone coating on it, so it makes a really great palette. So see how much it brings the grain up as soon as you start to finish it? And then I've got a little bit of pigment in there, and then when I come to the end grain rather, tends to really suck pigment, as it were, like it really sucks it in. So I'm going to use a bit of a lighter color on the edge so that it matches overall. So I'll just get my rag going here for the rubbing business. I'm going to have to mix up more of that, but see, it's just going to rub in like this. That's pretty good, right? So the end grain here on the edges just has natural on it, the white stuff, with just the tiniest little bit of pigment just to give it a bit of warmth. The nice thing about this stuff is it's a stain and a finish in one go. That's why I like it. And so for any unfinished wood that you have lying around, this is kind of a fun way to go. It's not as picky as painting it on like a normal stain would be, and you get that nice finish coat. If for some reason you think, oh, that's just not the right color that I wanted, what's really great is that you can go at it again with a second coat just to build it up a bit using different tones and shades just so that you get just the right color that you want. So that's fun to know, right? And there she is. Oh, she's a beaut. She is.
ToolGirl.